Santa Monica, California, April 18th, 1970. Saturday morning, 8:30. The weather is perfect. Clear sky, temperature in the low 70s. Light breeze coming off the Pacific Ocean. The beach is starting to fill with people. Families setting up umbrellas, surfers checking the waves, joggers running along the sand. But just off the beach, on a concrete pad behind a storage building, there is a different kind of activity. This is a strongman training area. Not official, not organized, just a space that local strength competitors have claimed. They bring their own equipment, Atlas stones in various weights, truck tires for flipping, heavy chains, steel bars, platforms for deadlifts. The concrete is cracked and stained with chalk dust and rust. No one bothers them here. No one tells them to leave. This is where serious lifters come when they want to train without rules, without restrictions, just raw strength work. Magnus Svensson is there. He arrives every Saturday morning. Same time, same routine. He is 35 years old, 6 feet 5 inches tall, 320 pounds, Swedish immigrant who came to America 5 years ago. He makes his living doing construction work, heavy labor, but his passion is strongman competition. He competes in regional events, lifting Atlas stones, flipping giant tires, pulling trucks with chains. He has won 3 competitions in the past 2 years. He is building a reputation. People in the strength community know his name. Magnus is wearing canvas work pants cut off at the knees, a sleeveless grey shirt that is soaked with sweat, work boots with steel toes. His hands are wrapped in athletic tape, covered in white chalk. His forearms are massive, veins running like cables under the skin. His chest is a barrel. His legs are tree trunks. This is not bodybuilder muscle. This is functional mass, built from years of lifting heavy things, moving heavy things, becoming the heaviest thing. He stands in front of an Atlas stone, 300 pounds, smooth granite carved into a sphere. It sits on the concrete. Magnus bends at the knees, wraps his arms around the stone, braces his core, lifts. The stone comes off the ground. He walks it up his thighs, hoists it to his chest, then to his shoulder. He holds it there for 3 seconds, showing control, showing strength. Then he drops it. The stone hits the concrete with a sound like thunder. The impact reverberates across the beach. A few people on the sand turn to look. Magnus grins. Does it again. Bruce Lee is running along the beach. Part of his morning routine. He runs 5 miles most mornings, maintains cardiovascular conditioning, keeps his body efficient. He is wearing simple black running shorts, white tank top, running shoes. His stride is smooth, economical, no wasted motion. He runs at a steady pace, not racing, just moving. His mind is clear, focused on breathing, on form, on the simple pleasure of movement. He reaches the area where the beach path curves inland, runs past the storage building, past the concrete training pad. He does not plan to stop, does not plan to interact, just running. But Magnus sees him, stops mid-lift. The Atlas stone still in his hands at chest height. He watches Bruce run past. The contrast is impossible to ignore. Magnus is 6'5", 320 pounds. Bruce is 5'7", 135 pounds. Magnus outweighs Bruce by 185 pounds. Nearly double Bruce's entire body weight. Magnus sets the stone down, calls out. His voice is loud, accented, Swedish vowels flattened by years in America. Hey, little man. Bruce slows, stops, turns, looks toward the training area. Magnus is standing next to the Atlas stone, gesturing. You want to see real strength? Come here, I show you. Bruce hesitates. He is mid-run, does not want to interrupt his training, but Magnus is insistent, waving him over. Bruce walks onto the concrete pad. His running shoes make no sound. He stops 10 feet from Magnus, says nothing, just waits, neutral expression. Calm. Magnus grins, points at the Atlas stone. You know what this weighs? 300 pounds. I lift this to my shoulder, like it's nothing. He demonstrates, bends, wraps his arms around the stone, lifts it clean, ground to thigh, thigh to chest, chest to shoulder, holds it, 300 pounds balanced on his right shoulder. His legs are planted, stable, he is not straining. This is comfortable weight for him. This is real strength, he says. Not speed, not technique, strength. He drops the stone. It crashes onto the concrete. Magnus looks at Bruce. You martial arts guys, you are fast, quick, good technique, but you can't move someone like me. I'm too big, too heavy, too strong. You can't move me. He taps his own chest. I'm like mountain. You understand? Mountain. You can't move mountain. Bruce looks at Magnus, then at the Atlas stone, then back at Magnus. His voice is quiet. I don't need to move you. I just need to control you. Magnus laughs. Big belly laugh. Genuine amusement. Control me. How you control me? You're half my size. I'm 320 pounds. You're what? 130? 40? Bruce says simply. 135. Magnus spreads his arms wide. You see, I'm more than twice you. You can't control me. Is impossible. Bruce tilts his head slightly. Would you like me to demonstrate? Magnus's grin widens. Yes, show me, try to control me. I won't move. You'll see. Size matters. Weight matters. I'm too strong. Bruce nods. Then stand still. Don't attack. Just stand. And try not to let me control you. Magnus plants his feet, crosses his arms over his massive chest. Okay, I'm ready. Do your martial arts. Show me control. His tone is not mocking, not cruel, just confident. Absolutely certain that his size and strength make him immovable. Bruce steps closer, now 6 feet from Magnus. He does not take a fighting stance, just stands naturally, hands relaxed at his sides. Magnus towers over him. The visual is almost comical. A mountain and a man. Bruce speaks quietly. Don't resist with strength. That's the instinct. But don't just stand naturally. Let me show you something. Magnus nods. Okay, I stand natural. He uncrosses his arms, lets them hang at his sides, feet shoulder width apart, just standing. No tension, no preparation. Bruce steps forward, now 3 feet from Magnus. He reaches out slowly. His right hand approaches Magnus's left wrist. Light contact. Just 2 fingers, index and middle finger, on Magnus's wrist. Magnus feels it. Barely. Like a feather. Second one. Bruce applies pressure. Not pushing, not pulling. Just pressure. Specific angle, specific point on Magnus's wrist. Magnus's hand moves. Involuntarily, his wrist rotates outward. He did not command it to move. It just moved. His eyes widen slightly. What? Second 4. Bruce's left hand comes up, touches Magnus's right elbow. Same light contact, 2 fingers, specific point, specific angle. Magnus's right arm moves, bends at the elbow, pulls back slightly. Again, involuntary. Magnus tries to resist, tries to keep his arm still, cannot. The movement is automatic, structural. His body is responding to pressure he can barely feel. Second 7. Bruce steps to Magnus's outside, offline from center. His right hand stays on Magnus's left wrist. His left hand moves from the elbow to Magnus's shoulder. Still light contact. Still 2 fingers. Magnus tries to turn, to face Bruce. His body does not respond correctly. His weight shifts. His balance wavers. Second 10. Magnus's left foot slides forward 6 inches. He did not decide to step. His body stepped to maintain balance. Bruce is controlling his structure. His center of gravity, with pressure so minimal. Magnus can barely detect it, but the effect is absolute. Magnus is no longer standing on his own terms. He is standing where Bruce allows him to stand. Second 13. Bruce's left hand moves from Magnus's shoulder to the side of his neck. Not gripping, just resting. 2 fingers on the sternocleidomastoid muscle. Magnus freezes. Every instinct tells him not to move. That movement will cause something. He does not know what, just knows movement. is dangerous. Second 16. Bruce speaks quietly. If I apply pressure here, your balance collapses. If I redirect your structure, you fall. Not because I'm stronger, because I understand leverage, angles, how bodies work. Your 320 pounds become a disadvantage. More mass to control, more momentum to redirect. Bruce releases Magnus, steps back, returns to his original position. Hands at sides, breathing unchanged. Magnus stands there, his massive frame, motionless. His face shows confusion, shock, disbelief. He just experienced something completely outside his understanding of strength. He outweighs Bruce by 185 pounds. He lifts 300-pound stones. He flips truck tires. He pulls vehicles with chains. And a man half his size just controlled his entire body with two-finger pressure he could barely feel. Magnus looks at his own hands, opens and closes them, looks at Bruce. How? What you did? I didn't feel strength. Just touch, small pressure, but I couldn't resist. Bruce's response is calm, educational. You tried to resist with strength, but I wasn't using strength against you. I used structure, your own structure. When I touched your wrist at that angle, your body had to respond. Biomechanics, not magic, not superhuman power, just understanding how joints work, how balance works. Magnus shakes his head, still processing. I'm Strongman. I lift heavy. I'm strong, very strong. Bruce nods. You are very strong, but strength and control are different. You can generate massive force, lift incredible weight, but that's strength applied to objects. Objects don't resist intelligently. Don't use your own structure against you. People do. Fighting is different than lifting. Magnus is quiet. His worldview is shifting. He has spent 15 years building strength, measuring himself by how much he can lift, how much mass he can move. And in 16 seconds, someone showed him that mass is not enough. That strength, without understanding, is limited. He looks at Bruce with new eyes. You teach this? Bruce nods. I teach principles, not just techniques. How to use biomechanics, leverage, timing, how to control opponents regardless of size difference. Magnus gestures to himself. Even someone big like me. Bruce smiles slightly. Especially someone big. More mass means more to control, more momentum to redirect. Size becomes disadvantage. If opponent understands structure. Magnus runs a hand through his hair, sweat-soaked, thick. I want to learn, you teach me? Bruce considers. You're willing to unlearn what you think you know, to question assumptions about strength. Magnus nods emphatically. Yes. After what you just did, I question everything. I thought size was answer. Strength was answer. You showed me something else. Bruce reaches into a small pocket in his running shorts, pulls out a business card, hands it to Magnus. Jan Fan Gung Fu Institute, Chinatown, Tuesday and Thursday evenings. Come if you're serious. Magnus takes the card, stares at it. I come. I'm serious. I need to understand what you did. Bruce nods. Good. But know this. Training will be humbling. You're used to being the strongest, the biggest. In my school, size doesn't matter. Ego doesn't matter. Only learning matters. Can you accept that? Magnus looks at Bruce, this small man who just controlled him like a child. Yes, I accept. You made me feel small. First time in my life. I need to know how. Bruce extends his hand. Magnus shakes it. Bruce's hand disappears in Magnus's massive grip. But Magnus is gentle, respectful. Thank you for lesson, Magnus says. Even if it was embarrassing. Bruce shakes his head. Not embarrassing. Educational. You learned something today. That's valuable. Most people never learn. They stay certain. Certainty stops growth. Bruce releases Magnus's hand. I need to finish my run. See you Tuesday. He turns, jogs off the concrete pad, back onto the beach path, resumes his run. Same smooth stride, same economical movement, like nothing happened. Magnus watches him go, looks down at the business card, looks at the 300-pound Atlas stone, picks up the stone, lifts it to his shoulder. It feels different now. Still heavy, still challenging, but suddenly less impressive. He just learned that lifting weight and controlling people are completely different skills. Tuesday evening, Magnus walks into the Jun Fan Gung Fu Institute. He is nervous, out of place. The school is small, simple, wooden floors, mirrors on one wall, heavy bags on another, 20 students training in pairs. Magnus is the biggest person in the room by far, but no one stares, no one acts impressed. Bruce sees him enter, nods, finishes demonstrating a technique, then walks over. "You came," Bruce says. Magnus nods. "I said I would." Bruce smiles. "Many people say they will. Few actually do. Ego gets in the way." "You have courage." Magnus shrugs. "After Saturday, I have questions. Need answers." Bruce gestures to the training floor. "Then let's begin. But first, understand. Your strength is asset, but only if you learn to apply it correctly. We'll teach you when to use force, when to use finesse, when to do nothing." Over the following months, Magnus trains twice a week. The training is deeply humbling. He realizes quickly how inefficient his movements are, how much energy he wastes maintaining constant tension, how his size telegraphs every intention. Bruce works with him patiently, teaching economy of motion, how to move mass efficiently, how to redirect rather than oppose, how to use strength as tool, not crutch. Magnus transforms, not physically. He is still 6'5", still 320 pounds, still a strongman, but he moves differently, lighter, faster, more controlled. He learns to fight, really fight. And when a 320-pound man who can actually fight moves, he becomes devastating. Size plus skill equals serious problem. One day, Bruce tells Magnus something important. "When we met, you believed size was everything, that strength was answer. I showed you it wasn't, but I didn't show you to prove you wrong. I showed you to plant a seed, to make you question, to open door to learning. That's the gift, not control. Not dominance, curiosity." Magnus nods. "You changed my life in 16 seconds, showed me what I didn't know. Now I can't stop learning." Bruce smiles. "That's the point. Real strength isn't physical. It's intellectual. It's willingness to admit you don't know everything, to seek answers, to grow. You have that now." Years later, Magnus becomes known in both strongman and martial arts communities. The giant who can fight. When people ask how, he tells them about 16 seconds on a beach in Santa Monica, about Bruce Lee controlling him with 2 fingers, about learning that size without understanding is just mass. Some people listen, some dismiss it, but the ones who listen, who train, who learn, they pass it on. The seed keeps growing. That's what 16 seconds created. Not just one lesson, but a lineage of understanding. That strength comes in forms we don't expect. That power isn't always physical. That the biggest person in the room isn't always the strongest. And that being proven wrong is the first step to being better.